Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just got back from a Korean spa. You know, the kind where you get naked. This one was especially known for being cruisy, which basically means a lot of gay guys were there looking for sex. Today, I'm going to talk about my full experience, and yes, I did have a happy ending to my visit. But before I get to the literally steamy details, a little background. I was doing some personal research on gay bathhouses, out of curiosity, of course, and a lot of them had closed because of 2020. But I remembered reading online that there was a regular Korean spa also known as a jjimjilbang that was known for gay guys having fun in the steam room. Jjimjilbangs have separate spa areas for men and women as well as a co-ed area to eat and enjoy clothed saunas. I looked up this specific spa and spent hours reading and investigating. Some recent online reviews indicated that even just a few days ago, people were still quote unquote having fun there. So, after dinner, I went straight to the spa. Again, it was mainly out of curiosity rather than, well, horniness. I was planning to just watch and observe. Once I got to my locker, undressed, and walked to the spa area, I felt a bunch of eyes immediately lock onto me for a few seconds. I was kind of used to this, perhaps because I was low-key popular in high school and used to get stares once in a while. But my gaydar was off the charts! I showered and went straight to the steam room. I wanted to see the action before people started leaving since it was already a few hours before closing. I sat myself at the corner on the second steps near the entrance, and the man right next to me was just fully exposed, playing with himself. The end of the steam room, which wasn't even that big, was not visible because of the heavy steam. As I wondered what was beyond that steam, a very handsome and muscular Korean guy sat at the lower step near me. Like everyone else, I stared at his face, confirming his good looks. Someone left, and he moved closer to me, trying to make eye contact. I immediately looked away, still nervous since it was my first time at the spa. I mean, technically this was not a gay bathhouse, so any hanky-panky would be prohibited and probably illegal. I was nervous at the thought of a manager just barging in and reporting us. As more people from the back left, the Korean guy made his way to the end of the steam room. I didn't want to seem like I was following him, so I went out for a bit, and then came back later, seating myself near the back on the top step right next to him. He was now fully exposed, shamelessly playing with himself as he watched other guys go to town on each other. And yes, he was hot as hell. I still had my towel on, just sitting there watching him, when a Chinese guy next to me reached over to touch me. I gently brushed his hand away, indicating that I was not interested. I tried to move slightly closer to the Korean guy, gently touching his back with my leg, but it seemed like he didn't notice. I was probably just way too subtle. He eventually left the steam room, and I only saw him a few times after that before he went home. Sigh, a lost opportunity. But still, I was just too nervous since this was all within the first half hour of my first time there. The spa had provided shirts and pants for the co-ed area, which was pretty empty because it was getting late. I went into one of the saunas where I saw an Asian guy relaxing. We made small talk and chatted about his past trips to Korea, and he gave some helpful travel advice before going to another room. It was a really nice conversation. Might even say it was better than watching guys silently giving themselves a hand. And to be honest, I really wish we exchanged contact information so we could stay connected. I later saw him cruising in the steam room here and there before he went home, but we didn't have a chance to talk again. It was getting late, and I decided to go to the steam room one last time before heading back. The Chinese guy was in there again, playing with himself, and I took a seat in the corner near the back. I thought, hey, it was relatively safe for everyone else playing in the back before, so why not give it a try myself? He immediately noticed and inched himself closer to me. I didn't shy away this time, and soon he was right next to me giving me a hand. I'll admit, he was quite good at it, and the whole atmosphere was a turn-on. The condensation on my skin from the steam created a slight tingling sensation as they turned into droplets that cascaded down my body. He finished me off at the same time as himself, while another man watched us. Honestly, it felt great, but in the back of my mind, I wished it was with that hot Korean guy instead. I showered off, wound down at the pool, and then headed home. Thinking back, there are still a few things I regret. I wish I was brave enough to see if that Korean guy wanted to play in the steam room earlier. Even if he were to reject me, as they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And well, what was there to lose anyway? Second, I wish I asked the guy I chatted with in the co-ed sauna for his Instagram, phone number, WhatsApp, or anything. It would have been nice to keep in touch since he seemed like a really sincere guy who also enjoyed traveling and exploring the food scene. I'll probably never see either of them again. But at the same time, these missed opportunities have strengthened my resolve to be more proactive in the future, to just go for something I want. I know it all sounds quite superficial, and I admittedly get too sucked into it sometimes. For example, I realized how skinny I was compared to everyone else. I mean, I knew I was skinny, but going to the spa opened my eyes to how even more skinny I was than I thought. An online reviewer of one of these spas said it made him feel unattractive being around these fit guys. Totally relate, but in some ways, it also motivated me to get more serious about working out and gaining muscle again. I also remembered why it's hard for me to enjoy group fun. In the past, when I was in threesome situations, I ended up focusing on the cuter guy and wanting to only do stuff with him. Seeing that I focused more on the Korean guy while brushing away the Chinese guy at first was a reminder that group fun might not be a good fit for me. People get hurt when they are rejected. And while, yes, you aren't required to play with anybody you don't want to, especially when the context is sexual, it's good to be considerate and avoid hurting people's feelings. Either way, I think this is a tricky topic that I still have to think about some more. But what about you? Have you ever gone to a cruisy Korean spa? If so, what was your experience like? I'd love to hear your stories, and lastly, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like! And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching, and have a great day!